Hey guys, welcome back to the Fit Channel, where I try to explain things in the most basic and simple way possible so it can be applied to your training and other parts of your life if that is necessary. In this video, we're talking about, does it matter where your calories come from? Now, contrary to what you may have heard, if it fits your macros is a wonderful diet. I recommend that to anyone. It has very few restrictions, if any. You can pretty much eat whatever it is you want. You may not be able to have as much as you want, but you can definitely fit some things into your macros. The problem with that style of eating is that it gets abused. People find ways to fit, Pop-Tarts and donuts and things like that into their daily macros, which you shouldn't. That should be one of the last things that you consume. You should really get all of your micronutrients in first before you default to some of those tasty treats later. Now, if you've watched this channel, you know that I give advice and tips on training and dieting, but I also do mukbangs that are my refeed day that I do once per week. I mostly refeed when I'm cutting, but I've been implementing refeed days also during my bulk to ensure my weekly calorie surplus. And these meals get pretty dirty. So you can say, well, this guy's promoting a clean diet, but yet we see him on his refeed days with donuts and cookies and pizza and stuff like that. Guys, this is really on an individual basis. I have a couple things in my favor that allows me to do that. The first thing is I have a great metabolism. I metabolize carbohydrates and sugar pretty good. Even fat, like I metabolize food pretty good. For instance, when I'm bulking, a typical 3,000 calorie diet isn't enough food. I have to eat on the side of 3,800 to 4,500 calories per day in order to gain a half a pound to a pound a week. That's with doing no cardio. Cardio during my bulks are detrimental. So when you see me doing my refeed days, understand that that's 1 day per week. The other 6 days of my diet is full of protein, carbs that are high in fiber and good micronutrients, lots of vegetables, a relatively clean diet. So disclaimer, I felt like I had to put that out before I explain why it is very important where you get your calories from. The first thing is micronutrient benefits. If you're bodybuilding or you're on a fat loss journey or just an overall healthy lifestyle, micronutrients and vitamins are very important. Now, you're not gonna get those micronutrients from Pop-Tarts and donuts and cookies and stuff that has low nutritional value. That's why it's very important where you get your calories from. Yes, calories are calories, but they're not all the same. The way the body digests different calories are different. Like fructose is digested by the liver. Glucose is digested by your tissue in your body. Totally different. The energy that you get from those two are going to be totally different. Have you had a time where you ate like absolute crap and the next day you just didn't feel very energetic? Your training session, if you trained, wasn't that great. You felt sluggish. But when you're on your regular diet, the next day, the energy you have is pretty good, right? Different foods give you different energy. Now, if you're running a high sugar diet, you know that the crash on that sugar is terrible. So why not eat things like rice, brown rice, vegetables, potatoes, carbohydrates that are high in fiber, complex carbs, stuff that is going to give you the energy to not only get through the day, get through your workouts, and actually build some quality muscle. Another reason why it matters where your calories come from, let's take fructose for example. Fructose increases ghrelin. Ghrelin is a hunger hormone that regulates basically your stomach to your brain to let it know that it's had enough food. Now, ghrelin can be really increased if you're in a calorie deficit, and you've been in a calorie deficit for a very long time. Ghrelin is amplified, and this could be a very bad thing. It can lead to binging, overeating. So you gotta be careful. But fructose, have you noticed that if you had a plate of broccoli and you had, let's say, half of a chocolate cake, you would get pretty full about halfway through that plate of broccoli. But you could eat the entire chocolate cake. That's ghrelin. And sugar, for some reason, we don't get full when it comes to garbage carbohydrates. So that's why it's very important where your calories come from. If you're going to eat crap, make sure that you get all of your micronutrient benefit foods in first. Track that first. And at the end of the day, if you have enough calories left over for, say, a candy bar or something like that, by all means. But it's very important that you get those quality calories in first. Another reason why it's important where your calories come from, those who run a high protein diet. The thing is when you're running a high protein diet, protein is less efficient. Your body has to work harder to digest protein and fiber than any other micronutrient. So those who run a high protein diet tend to burn more calories, and the satiation benefits are amazing. You actually stay fuller longer when you consume a high protein diet, which leads to you being able to stay relatively lean or stay on your fat loss journey if need be. Actually, those who consume more protein burn about 444 more calories daily than those who don't. So if you want to stay full for longer and consume less calories, try running a high protein diet. Another reason why it's important where your calories come from is just overall micronutrient benefits. Your skin, nails, hair, brain, all of these things need quality calories. You can't get that from garbage food. I'm sorry. That's just the truth. Yes, you can fit stuff into your diet that you're not supposed to have, but my recommendation is that you should keep that limited. There's no such thing as a bad food. Food is really just food. There's food that is higher in quality than other foods. Too much sugar leads to too many health problems such as diabetes, heart disease, obesity. So just try to keep those things limited. Try to eat as clean of a diet as you possibly can. And if there's a day out of the week that you want to enjoy yourself, I encourage that. That's what I do, and it has changed the way that I look at food. I've said this before. I was one of those guys that was a bro. Like bro meals, chicken and rice, fish and rice, sweet potatoes, chicken, beef, whatever, protein, a good quality carb source, and a healthy fat. But ever since I started being a little bit more free with my meals, my training has been a lot better. I do a lot of things in moderation, and I have my one cheat meal every week that I look forward to. I had a question on my Facebook page that I was filming a mukbang, and I had a picture of the Chicago style pizza that I ate, and a friend of mine asked me, how are you not fat? If I ate that, I would have to become a power lifter. Right now, guys, I am bulking. Yes, I'm concerned about the amount of weight that I'm putting on. But once again, like I said, I have a good metabolism. I understand nutrition. I know how much weight is okay for me to gain weekly, and I keep it within that. I'm also running a calorie balance during this bulk, which is something new that I decided to try this year, and so far I'm liking it. I feel pretty good, and I'm gonna keep it going. So that's going to be the video for today, guys. Yes, it is important where your calories come from. If it fits your macros, is a wonderful diet, but you should get your micronutrients in first before you default to any treats. Let's try to keep it clean and make sure that we get wholesome whole foods in first. So once again, I want to thank you for watching. You can follow me on Instagram at Harley Davidson or Nothing. You can follow me on Twitter at FitLifeOver40. I have a podcast that is available on Apple and Spotify, and the name of that podcast is Fit Life Over 40. Once again, thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.